Welcome, everybody. We're ready for the podcast today.
Yes, and more importantly, Tony's debut.
This
on
is
the
the
podcast.
debut of Tony Castro on our podcast.
And
Privileged to be here.
And we gave him a lot of time to prepare and say, we told him last week you're going to be on the show. So
We told him 5
Prepare-
minutes ago, will you come in and do the
Prepare some
podcast with
notes.
us? That's what happened.
and but
Probably better you not give me a lot of warning.
yeah, maybe we're auditioning Greg's replacement. He's always trying to get us to replace him on the show. So I
Oh,
don't
he'll be
know.
happy.
Yeah, he will.
Greg
He
is on vacation this week, a well-deserved vacation. He really deserves
We got to
it.
make him do this every time we
He's
sit
gone,
down.
but Tony is filling in.
Temporarily.
Very able person. Tony's our new discipleship director, and he's doing a fantastic job. We just love having him on the team. Tony, we're so glad. Let me say it on the podcast.
Mm,
We're so glad you're part of our team.
thank you.
Our team.
It's truly is an honor to be part of the team. It's a great team, and it's just neat to see how God brought everything together, and I'm excited to see what he does in the days to come.
It's going to be fun.
Mhm.
Be fun.
Mhm.
Yep.
Tony's wife, Kim, they have 3 children and are just, those kids are growing and just doing great things.
Yeah.
All 3 of them.
West Coast guy, California
Yeah.
guy,
Don't hold
Baseball
it against
fan.
me.
baseball fan. We
Yeah.
love
Should we
that.
mention his team?
We can. I have nothing against San Francisco or their
I think
organization.
he may have something against the Giants. the
No,
way
you
they're-
know,
Are they doing
Hey,
any better
they're
now? I
starting-
haven't seen them. They
Their
turn
bats are
around.
coming alive a little bit, so they're giving us a little reason to watch now.
They did try to get Aaron Judge away from
they
us,
did.
so
That's
that
true.
was
But
one
listen, that was
problem
never
we
going to
could
happen.
have.
He should have come home. He's a
Everybody
California
knew.
boy.
Yeah, and everybody
we
knew
keep
that
being
wasn't going to
reminded
happen.
of that. Well, Michael was up yesterday. You did a
Yes.
fantastic job
Thank you.
yesterday. I heard
It was a
so
good
many
time.
people telling me how well you did. It's you just have a great stage presence and a confidence that's what is that your second time doing that
Yeah.
or your third?
No, second.
I told somebody after it was done, they came up bragging on you. I said, I wish my second time had been anywhere near that good. My second time preaching might have been to 20 people, and it wasn't nearly that good. And I told somebody as a disclaimer, man, when I was coming up, you were called to preach, and they're just like, get up there, go. And I had no idea how to prepare a message, how to put anything together, so I just got up and off we went.
Yeah,
And
I've had the blessing of far more preparation and let me say encouragement and notes, and there's a whole process set up before you. It's very much not like a get up there and go. Plus, I was talking to Bonnie about it earlier. Just if you spend a lot of time on the stage, that benefits you regardless if you're hosting, if you're doing communion, or if you're preaching. Like the more time on the stage you have, the more comfortable you get. And I've had a lot of time doing like the announcements and communion, and I preached one time before, but like half the battle when you're up there is just learning how to be up there and how to be comfortable up there, and then the other half obviously is like your content. But the more I've spent a lot of time up there, regardless of it only being my second time. So all that being said, I've had a lot of like a prep before this. It was not just like I got thrown up there and let's see what you can do.
yeah,
which
yeah,
I'm
we
thankful
work
for.
with all our guys a lot, and one of the key things that I tell if you're a preacher, teacher, or aspire to be or dream to be, one of the things I tell people all the time is one of the skills you need to develop is what you just said, the ability to get up there in front of an audience and relax,
Yeah.
just to be able to take a deep breath and relax, to not feel like you have to fill every minute with everything
Oh,
with
that's a big
talking.
thing,
You
yeah.
can take a pause, you can take a breath, you can laugh, you can let people do. Some people just get up there and feel like every minute they got to blah, blah, blah. You got to get
Yeah.
up there and relax. And then the other thing I've told everybody that speaks it upward is don't think about your performance. Think about the gift you're bringing to the people,
Yeah.
because it's not about you performing well and everybody saying great job. And you love it when they do, and that's welcomed when they do. It's just encouragement, but that's not the end goal. The end goal is for someone to get that message as a gift from God and apply it to their lives and see their lives change. So I say that all the time. Don't worry about, am I preaching good? Think about, am I bringing this word, this gift to the people? So you
Yeah.
did a great job with that. It's been great. Just 2 weeks ago, Pastor John was up, and then
Mhm.
having you up, and I'm like, man, these young communicators that are coming up at Upward are going to do a good job for a long time to come. I think a few people think I could retire now and just let you and John and you young guys just run away.
We're not
with
letting
it.
you leave
So,
that
Yeah,
easy.
yeah. Not
One
gonna
guy was
happen
kidding with
right
me.
now.
I said, "Don't threaten me with a good time." But no, I'm not ready to be put out to pasture yet. But it's a joy to see that the leadership we have at Upward with people like you and Tony and John and the other people and Greg.
Yeah. And
I've
Tony's
started
up.
mentioning
Tony's
that.
up in a couple weeks.
Tony's
right?
going to be
July.
speaking.
I keep saying a couple
Couple-
weeks.
It's
A little more than that.
It's
July.
all up in July. I think it's about
Yeah.
5 or 6 weeks away,
Yeah.
something like
Yeah.
that. Is it? Tony got nervous. I saw sweat breaking. What? Is it that soon?
I thought it was into June.
No,
Uh,
it's only in July sometime.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
the Sunday is like July 19th,
that,
something like
yeah.
that.
We start a series next week on called the Summer Shuffle, and we're going to be going through 5 Psalms.
Yeah.
So y'all are stuck with me for the next several weeks here as we go through Psalms, and Tony's going to get up. I think it's the end of that series that Tony's coming along and sharing the word, and we're excited. I've heard Tony speak before, and he's done that all over the world in so many places, and so we're excited to have him
Yep.
speaking in July.
But usually when I speak, then I get to leave town after that. I have to
He
show back
usually
up the next
speaks-
Sunday after this.
You got to
He
face,
usually
face the
speaks,
music.
Exactly.
and then he flies to the other side of the world. But you better be careful now because we
I
know where
know.
you live here.
Yeah.
And here in these mountains.
Oh,
you're,
that'd be
you're
great.
stuck.
And before we get too far off the topic, I got to see in person Thursday night, but
Yeah.
then Sunday I was at West, and even just the way you came through on the video, the way you talked to West,
Yeah, thank you.
just wonderful communication,
Thank you.
and just the heart. It was received well at West. It was
Yeah.
great to see the response.
I enjoyed talking to Wes. I had to kept reminding myself in that middle one. It's like, okay, say some stuff to West here. And I hoped to do that a couple times, and I think I did. I'm glad the response was good. My biggest question was how many people sung along when I did the big house thing, and I need to know that was strong at West. So I don't know.
I gotta
gotta talk to
confess,
some people.
I don't know that song at all.
Yeah,
I did not
crazy.
know any of the blanks. I'm probably way out of the loop with contemporary Christian music.
Yeah, no,
And that's not even contemporary. That's classic by now.
I mean, that
I was out of the loop then,
25
and I
years
still
ago. I don't
am.
know I don't know when it came out. But that was like children's church all the time for us. So
Old Rugged Cross, I can tell you about
Yeah.
that.
What?
But
Okay. I mean,
I
I know
missed
Old
that
Rugged
one.
Cross. So
You do. But I missed that one, but it was great. You did a
No,
great
yeah.
job, and a lot of people got it when I did.
Yeah, I was familiar with the song. I
Yeah.
did not know the lyrics. Now, if you
Oh,
would have thrown a
man.
Petra song out there, no.
yeah. I gotta dig up another song.
I'd heard the song. I didn't know that football was involved in it. I'd
Yeah,
never
yeah.
heard that part of it.
And somebody I think it was second service, there was a kid who got like the ad libs right. You're supposed to say like touchdown after you say football.
Yeah,
And
third,
somebody got
got
that. Was it third service? I can't remember. Somebody got that. And it was a kid too. So the kids still know.
I told your mom we were riding to lunch, and I just realized this, that you are the age now that I was when I started pastoring this church.
Yeah.
How does that feel? I started
Yeah.
leading this church. It feels like I'm old for one thing, but I can't believe I was as young as you when I started here. How did
Yeah.
I ever make it?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't feel like I want to go off right now and do what you did. So
Yeah, it was.
no, yeah, that's
yeah,
amazing.
it's an interesting thought to think. You did a great job. Book of Hebrews, powerful
Yeah.
book. I think the key word to the book of Hebrews is the word better. The author of Hebrews is teaching the Jews that the new covenant is better than the old. And you brought it out very well, how the tension was there between religion and relationship. This was
Yeah.
going on all the time in the early church. They'd come to Christ. They had put their faith in Christ. And many, many times in the New Testament, you read through the epistles, they're fighting this same battle.
Yeah.
They're trying to go back to keeping the rules as the way to be right with God instead of faith in Christ. Book of Galatians is all about that. But you'll see it. Book of Romans, there's a lot of that in Romans, justification by faith. And then you get to Hebrews, and he's just talking really to a Jewish audience who knows the Jewish religion, who knows the system,
Yeah.
and he's saying this new covenant is a better covenant.
Yeah.
So that's the context of this whole thing. You brought it out well. About 30 years after the death of Christ, this was still
Probably,
resurrection
yeah.
of Christ, still going on. We're not exactly sure who wrote Hebrews.
Hebrews is really mysterious, which is an interesting part of it. Well, maybe not mysterious is the right word, but like we don't know who the author is. Most of the scholars, at least at one point, thought it was Paul, and now they're like pretty sure it wasn't Paul. There's a I forget his name, but there's a scholar out there I think that was in Greece, that most people think like it was probably him. Some people think it could have been a woman in the time, which is why that they kept their identity mysterious. I don't know. There's a lot of good theories out there, but
People will fight you over that.
Yeah.
Some people are diehard. It's
Yeah.
Paul and nobody else. We don't
Sure.
know for sure.
I think a lot. Look, I'm no like historian, Bible writer, expert, but like in the research I did, a lot of the evidence right now seems to be that it probably at least wasn't Paul. But I don't know. I'm not claiming to know, but the context is there as to why it's important. It's interesting how that goes about. A lot of the books of the Bible we seem to land on. Everybody agrees like this person wrote this section of it. Hebrews
There's
is a
debate
little
over it
different.
all, you know.
Yeah.
But the Greek in Hebrews is incredibly complicated.
Yeah, which
I took-
is why
that's part of the
it's
debate.
one of the cases of why it's not Paul, because Paul was a very like casual, maybe not casual, but
It's hard to define it. There
yeah.
are people who say different things, but the Greek. I remember when I took a couple years of Greek as I was getting a master's degree, and it's wonderful to translate. Like John, the Gospel of John is where everybody wants to go because that's easy. You can
Yeah.
take a couple months of Greek and you can read some of John 1 and things like that. But I remember in a final exam, they gave us a verse out of Hebrews. I had no idea. I'd taken 2 years of Greek, and it was so hard to just figure out what in the world that was saying. You know, it was tough. But it's an incredible book. And the thing you came into yesterday, you know, was Jesus came down to be among us.
Yeah.
He came down and he didn't take sin into himself, but he became sin.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He didn't willfully sin, but he got dirty because he became sin. God took the sins of the world and put it on him.
Mhm.
So we have this high priest, Jesus, who came down, and then he overcame. He lived in a body like us, in a world like us, with the temptations that are common to us, and he overcame it with the ultimate goal of us being able to come before the throne, and the throne be called the throne of grace because he came down and he overcame. Thought you did a wonderful job of that.
Yeah, thanks. And I think you hit it on the head with Hebrews, and the writer is basically in different sections of Hebrews. He's saying God's covenant is better than the old one, and he compares it like before this. I think he's talking about God is better than Moses, right? Because he succeed where Moses fails, and it relates back to like that. I think that like humans struggle with the same thing regardless of like era or generation, because a lot of parallels are drawn between the Christians in Hebrews and the Israelites when they came out of Egypt. They were tempted to go back into slavery in Egypt because it's like we got fed better. So it's the writer's kind of dealing with the same. He's saying don't do what the Israelites did. Instead, stick to your new covenant. But yeah, I thought this passage was I really like gravitate. Hebrews chapter 4 is really interesting. If you read the whole passage, it kind of feels like this part that I read is like not supposed to be part of the chapter. Like it almost feels like this is just slid in there because in this chapter he's talking about Sabbath, talking about almost like working for the Sabbath and things like that. And then right before this verse is the verse where it talks about Scripture being alive and active and sharper than any two-edged sword. And I love that passage, and I wanted to talk about it, but you can't fit everything in. And then here comes like this little section at the end, which is all about, I put it as like 3 truths of how God feels about us and what he offers us at his throne. So it's a really interesting chapter, and I think you could probably do a series just on this chapter alone with how many different topics it dives into. But yeah, I enjoyed getting into it.
Yeah, great summary, Andy. And I was going to say the same thing about applies to all eras.
Yeah.
And it was very timely, and you could see the response in the moment, both the services I was in,
Mhm.
and it's a constant struggle. It wasn't, while it was a unique struggle for the Jews in that era, something we still struggle with,
yeah.
because this idea of grace, and man, I love the point about it's in the title, the throne of grace,
Yeah. Mhm.
is so contrary to human thinking, right? And there's even just this past week, I was talking with somebody that's wrestling with that they, intellectually, I guess you could say, they understand
Yeah.
the concept of grace, but then there's still this struggle but I have to earn, I have
Yeah,
to
yeah.
work for,
Mhm.
I have to achieve somehow. And so I think it was a very timely message.
Yeah, I talked to several people after, even here at Flat Rock, that one person I talked to was like, I'm a head thinker, right? Like I live my life more in my head than in my heart. Like I'm a thinker, I'm not a feeler, and I'm that way too. So for me, this message was a lot of like dipping into that more heart feeling side rather than the thinking. Not that those are separate, but it's a lot of like thinkers struggle with that, I think, because they're very logical, very maybe removed from emotional influence a lot of the time, and they get caught up in, when you talk about the love of God, it's more just like yeah, God loves me, and they want to move on from it. But if you can't like feel that in your bones, then I put it as like your spiritual life is going to be limited, because you're never going to get close enough. It's never going to feel like you're really that close to God in a lot of ways. So yeah,
We probably need to clear up the Burger King thing.
yeah.
You made it sound like we go to Burger King every day.
No, well, to be honest, it's chilled out as of the past few weeks, but for a few weeks there, we were going once a week at least.
Lady came up to me
And I
after
like
service.
Burger King. Let me speak to that.
Yeah, we do like it. Lady
And
came by me
second
and said,
service, a lot of groans over we said we go to
Yes.
Burger King. I like Burger King. Some of you guys in the audience, you need to give Burger King another shot.
I'm going to try to say this for the third time.
Yeah.
A lady came by me
Oh, come
and
on.
looked at me and said, Burger King, and just walked away. I thought it was funny.
You should get the burger, though. I'll stand by that. I mean,
Yeah, we
You
go up to
should get
Burger
the
King.
burger.
We'll give a free ad here. Burger King up on Four Seasons. We've been going. The customer service is really good. They're fast, and
yeah.
we've been
The
there
Bacon
several times.
King is what we get. You still
I've
get
tried
that,
to do
right?
a lot of like
Tell them
personal
your
just-
order.
No, I've tried to do a lot more meat and protein.
Yeah.
I'm really trying to focus on protein, so I'll get a Bacon King without the bun.
You'll get
I'll do that very often.
a triple Bacon King without the bun.
I didn't
Several
volunteer
times.
that. You want me to tell stuff on you? I got plenty. Want me to tell the Walgreens story?
Yeah. Oh, boy.
Okay.
That wasn't after a burger. No.
We could really get into some stuff. I don't know anything about Tony yet.
Well,
This is dangerous. We could wade into some dangerous
I like
territory.
me a chicken sandwich from time to time, but now I feel shamed.
Shame.
If I ever think
Shame
about
and condemn.
thinking about ordering a chicken sandwich at Burger King. But I will admit, though, that my kids after the service yesterday said, "Can we get Burger King on the way home?"
I wanted,
Did you go to Burger
We
King?
did.
Did you? No
We went
way.
to Burger
Awesome.
King.
I said to myself I was backstage, like in between one of them, it's like, I got to eat a burger after this. I've been talking about it so much. And I did. I ate a burger for dinner.
Did
but
anyone,
not at Burger King.
Did
but I kinda
anyone get a
wish.
chicken
No chicken.
sandwich? All
Man.
burgers.
All burgers.
Wow.
I got a Whopper. Yeah.
I'm glad if nothing else influenced the family, that I may have influenced your lunch decision was nice.
Absolutely, you did.
That's awesome. I got to know if more people went to Burger King. If there was a spike in their business, I think they may owe me something. So
I think maybe so. Yeah.
we're open to sponsorships by Burger King Incorporated. If they'd like to approach us, we're open for that.
No, we're not. We're not going to be sponsored by Burger
Why
King.
not? Come on.
We'll just give them free ads.
could put a
'cause we
sign
like
up
it. Hey,
somewhere.
if something's good, I'll talk about
Yeah.
it. Great job, though. Enjoyed the weekend. God really spoke to us and had a good weekend. We
Yeah,
just
it
had a
was-
good time.
Message was really inspired by a lot of like Francis Chan I've been reading and watching lately, and he
Like him.
he did a very similar. I kind of started the message with a picture of me in Hampton and describing like, this is what your relationship with God can look like. He did a really similar thing in a video that kind of inspired even like me going down this path for the message. But he had, his daughter was like leading worship at an event, and she's grown and married now. But he did like a similar thing where he just like hugged her on stage and says like, does your time with God look like this? And he went into a couple different factors than I did, but it's just really powerful thinking about the love of God and how much that influences your spiritual life. So that was kind of the goal, to people to walk out of thinking that and thinking more about that, valuing that more. So I was really inspired by that.
We're going to have a great summer. Summer Shuffle coming up. We'll be in Psalm 46, Lord willing, this week. We'll talk about a song for when life feels out of control. It's going to be fun. I've been working on that hard this morning, so it's going to be a good day.
Great.
Thanks, guys. Thank y'all for being with us. See you soon.